How do I report workplace safety violations? Imagine walking into work and noticing exposed wires, broken equipment, or chemicals being handled without protection. You feel unsafe, but your boss shrugs it off. The big question is, how do you report workplace safety violations, and what rights do you have when you do it? The law is clear. Under the Occupational Safety and Health Act of 1970, every worker has the right to a safe and healthy workplace. That means if conditions are dangerous, workers can speak up and take action without fear of losing their job. But many workers don't know the exact steps or worry about retaliation. In this video, we'll break it down. We'll explain what OSHA is, how to recognize violations, the step-by-step process to file a complaint, what protections workers have against retaliation, and what happens after you report. By the end, you'll know exactly how to stand up for safety at work. 1. The legal foundation, OSHA and your right to safety. The Occupational Safety and Health Act, OSHA, was passed in 1970 to ensure that workers in the United States have safe working conditions. The law created the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, which enforces safety standards and investigates complaints. Under OSHA, employers must provide a workplace free from recognized hazards that are likely to cause death or serious physical harm. This is known as the General Duty Clause. Employers must also follow specific safety standards, covering things like machine guarding, protective equipment, chemical exposure, fall protection, and noise levels. Workers, in turn, have the right to receive information and training about hazards, review workplace injury and illness records, request OSHA inspections. They can report unsafe conditions without retaliation. Example: a warehouse worker notices forklifts being operated without warning signals, creating collision risks. OSHA gives that worker the right to report the hazard, and the employer cannot legally punish them for speaking up. 2. Recognizing safety violations. Before reporting, workers should know what counts as a violation. Common hazards include electrical risks, exposed wires, overloaded circuits, chemical hazards, missing labels, lack of protective gear, machine hazards, no guards on moving parts, fall risks, unprotected edges, broken ladders, health hazards, poor ventilation, extreme temperatures, mold. Some violations are obvious, like a missing guardrail. Others are less visible, like unsafe, noise levels, or exposure to fumes. Workers should pay attention to both. Example: a nurse working in a hospital finds that sharps containers are consistently overflowing. That's a health hazard under OSHA standards. Reporting it can prevent serious injury. 3. Step by step. How to report a violation. Step 1. Raise the issue internally. Often, the fastest fix is to notify a supervisor or safety officer. Employers are legally required to correct hazards, and many do so once made aware. Step 2. Document the hazard. Take notes on dates, times, and details. If safe and legal, photos or videos can be powerful evidence. Step 3. File a complaint with OSHA. Workers can file complaints online, by phone, by mail, or in person at a local OSHA office. Complaints can be submitted anonymously if workers fear retaliation. Step 4. Request an inspection. If the hazard is serious, workers can specifically ask OSHA to inspect the workplace. Signed complaints are more likely to trigger on-site inspections than anonymous ones. Step 5. Cooperate with investigators. During inspections, workers can speak privately with OSHA officers. They have the right to explain hazards without management present. Example: a construction worker sees scaffolding without proper guardrails. After documenting it, he files a complaint online. OSHA sends inspectors within days, and the company is cited for violations. 4. Retaliation and worker protections. One of the biggest fears workers have is losing their job for reporting. But OSHA includes anti-retaliation protections. It is illegal for an employer to fire, demote, cut hours, or harass a worker for filing a safety complaint. Retaliation can also include subtle actions like denying promotions or assigning less favorable shifts. If retaliation happens, workers can file a whistleblower complaint with OSHA within 30 days. OSHA can investigate and order remedies, including reinstating the worker, paying back wages, and clearing disciplinary records. Example: a hotel cleaner reports broken ventilation systems causing mold. Management cuts her hours the next week. That's unlawful retaliation, and OSHA can step in to protect her. 5. What happens after you file? After a complaint is filed, OSHA evaluates its seriousness. Imminent danger. Inspectors may arrive immediately if a hazard poses a risk of death or serious harm. Serious but not immediate. Inspections may be scheduled, often without advance notice to the employer. Minor issues. OSHA may contact the employer to correct the problem without an inspection. If violations are found, OSHA can issue citations, require corrections, and impose fines. Employers must post citations publicly in the workplace. Until hazards are fixed, workers are kept informed of outcomes and can request a review if they disagree with OSHA's handling of the complaint. Example: a chemical plant stores flammable liquids improperly. After a worker files a complaint, OSHA inspects and issues fines totaling 50,000 DOS, forcing immediate changes. 6. Special rules for specific industries. OSHA has industry-specific standards: construction, scaffold safety, fall protection, trenching standards, healthcare, bloodborne pathogen controls, needle disposal, PPE requirements, manufacturing, machine guarding, noise limits, chemical handling, agriculture, pesticide safety, field sanitation, vehicle operation. Workers in these fields may see hazards unique to their industry. OSHA standards provide tailored protections. Example: farm workers exposed to pesticides without training or protective gear are protected under OSHA's agricultural standards, and complaints can trigger targeted inspections. 7. Real-world cases. Case 1. Meatpacking workers reported lack of protective equipment during the COVID-19 pandemic. OSHA investigated, citing companies for failing to provide safe workplaces. Case 2. Roofers in Florida reported fall hazards after several near accidents. OSHA fined the contractor and required new safety systems. Case 3. Nurses filed complaints about understaffing that led to unsafe patient care. OSHA reviewed and issued guidelines for corrective action. Case 4. A warehouse ignored repeated reports of blocked fire exits. OSHA intervened, fined the employer, and forced changes to emergency procedures. These cases show that worker complaints can and do lead to safer workplaces. 8. Why reporting matters. Reporting is not just about individual protection. It improves conditions for everyone. Many of the biggest workplace safety reforms have started with workers filing complaints. Without reports, OSHA often doesn't know where hazards exist. Employers may hope workers stay silent, but the law empowers employees to speak up. The more workers know their rights, the more pressure employers face to maintain safe conditions. Mokudas. How do you report workplace safety violations? Start by documenting hazards and raising them with your employer. If the problem continues, or if it's too dangerous to wait, file a complaint with OSHA. Remember, you can file anonymously, and the law protects you from retaliation. OSHA can investigate site employers and order fixes to keep workers safe. The bottom line is this: every worker has the right to a safe workplace, and every worker has the power to hold employers accountable. If this video helped explain the process, share it with coworkers. The more we speak up about unsafe conditions, the safer our workplaces become.